Hi, everybody. So first of all, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to start with our gratitude, which is something I've been loving doing. So if we can all share in the chat, somebody who you are super grateful for this week and why.
Can it be two people?
Well, if you want to, Kerry, why not?
Cool. Can I just say it on this?
Of course you can.
It's Shanae and Amira.
Oh, and why?
They completely pushed me to go to the hospital and completely pushed me to get better.
Ah, great.
Without them, I'd probably be pretty unwell.
Wow, that's great, honey. That's something to be grateful for sure. Hi, Shans. Hi, darling. We're just doing our gratitude. So you can share in the chat, or you can say it out loud if you want to. Somebody that you're grateful for this week and why.
Yes. Oh, am I on now?
Who's that? Shans, sorry.
Was I on now? Sorry.
Yes. Did you hear? We're just sharing what we're grateful. Yeah, someone we're grateful for.
Oh, awesome.
Apii, my partner William, for not giving up on me and our family. Love that, Apii. He is gorgeous, isn't he? Well, I have to think about mine because there's so many people that I'm grateful for. So many people. Anyone else want to share who they're grateful for? Hi, Kieran. We're just sharing who we're grateful for, honey, and why. Megan, my friend Bianca, who gave me a gift voucher to Baby Bunting for a baby shower gift, even though our baby shower was not able to happen. Oh, lovely. That's so nice. Shans, I'm grateful for my hubby. Everyone really, you sound like me, Shans. I'm totally grateful for so many people. It's really hard just to pick one person. Yeah, okay. So this week I'm actually grateful for my daughter because our relationship has been really difficult of late, and she's rung me twice this week and blown me away with, hey mum, just checking in to see how you are, which is not what Maya does. It's usually all about her. So I'm just really grateful that we've turned a corner and that she's, just really changed. She's growing up. It's really nice, and we've got this beautiful relationship blossoming, which is great. Aisha, everyone that has come into my life is supposed to be there in that moment. Love it, darling. So true. So true. Okay.
I'm grateful for level 2 and I can take my kids to my mother's house on the weekend.
Yay. Lovely. And you've had a bath. We were hoping that you'd have your camera on. Just kidding. That's nice. Okay, so what I might do then is we are going to spotlight our partners of the month, and we're going to start with spotlighting Apii. So Apii, do you want to take yourself off mute, darling?
I was hoping Amira would go first.
We got you up first, honey. Nothing wrong with that. I just want to do a big shout out to this incredible woman, because honestly, you have been in absolute action all month, all month. So Apii decided that she was going to qualify her business, and she was a long way off, weren't you, honey? A long way off. She had a lot of work to do, and she just 100% put all the effort in to make it happen. There was no doubt in her mind it was going to happen. Even when shit hit the fan, she did it anyway. I'm just amazed at your drive, your passion, your dedication to yourself, really, because it was to prove to yourself, right, that you could do this.
It so
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. So Apii, I'm just going to ask you, I just want to ask you a few questions, honey. So first of all, I'd love, because I don't know how many of our team actually know why you said yes to this opportunity to start with, and what drives you. So what keeps you going?
So I've actually had a whole refocus on my whole business. But firstly, I'd like to say thanks, Tans, for giving me this opportunity. I'm a little bit nervous. I didn't come prepared. So everyone gets a wholehearted, genuine answer from me tonight. So everything that I'm about to say all comes from the heart.
You know what? Do you know what, honey? That's my fault. That's my fault. I was going to send you an Amira message and say, this is the question I'm going to ask you, but I deliberately didn't because I thought I wanted it to come from your heart. So
Cool.
I really appreciate that you're doing that, and so does everyone else.
Thank you. A little bit about me. Long story short, I had a shit job. Pretty bad boss. I invested so much of my sweat, blood, and tears into a company that didn't really give two cares about me, really. Saddest thing about it, I don't have anything to show from all of that. Until I was introduced to Juice Plus, just as a customer, I had suffered from really bad skin, the dermatitis. Yeah, dermatitis. I'm not sure if a lot of you have seen my stories. If you haven't, I don't mind just giving you a bit of an insight on a post. But I was desperate for change. My best friend Asha introduced me to Juice Plus. I was pretty desperate, so I practically took it on with no hesitation. Roughly about 4 days later, immediately I saw changes. And yeah, 2 weeks to about a month later, I ended up getting invited to the Juice Plus business, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to take it on as just for me as a customer. So my partner William took it on, and I noticed a lot of stuff that was going on with him, really, within the Juice Plus community, and I just thought, well, I kind of wanted that the same thing, and I did help him for a bit, but our visions were different, so I decided to take it on myself. Someone had a question?
Don't know. That's
Sorry.
right. Just muted. So, and I think the other thing I just want to say too is you actually came to the conference, didn't you? You
Yes.
came to Taupo before you even started in the business. And was that a big game changer for you?
Oh, for sure. Definitely something I'm not used to. Probably the closest gatherings that I'm used to are like 21st with the cousins and the old work functions. Tab at the pub, and definitely nothing like Juice Plus had offered. So yeah, it was a real eye opener. I got to meet a lot of amazing people, and I honestly can't wait to meet more people as we've got more people on board now.
Yeah, it's exciting. So what changed for you? What changed for you at conference and made you decide? Because it was that point, wasn't it, that made you decide to join?
Yeah, for sure. I have a lot of internal battles with myself, and I think a lot of people can relate to it. I'm going to speak on behalf of Māori people now. I think we all have that that self-doubt about each other or one another, that we can express that it feels like you don't deserve it, and it feels like it's too good to be true. And one thing that I've learned with Juice Plus, the support is so strong that you start to believe that it is for you, and that's what changed me. Honestly, just the amount of support. It's amazing, and I honestly want it for everybody. So yeah.
Yeah, and I noticed that too, because not long after you started, you and William had a whole lot of family stuff that came up, and honestly, you really plugged into the community a lot more, didn't you, and helped you get through.
Yeah, for sure, Tom.
It was amazing. So I just want to talk about last month too, because I know you've had massive family challenges, all the way through the business. Because how long have you been with us for now, honey? About 3 months, is it?
As a customer, I've been for a few months, but as my own business, going on 2.5 months.
Yeah. Wow. Such a short period of time.
Yeah.
And last month in particular, you had some pretty big challenges going on. One in particular that nearly took you out, didn't it?
Yeah.
But you know what? It did not stop you. So I'd love for you to share what kept you going last month.
What kept me going? There was a lot of times where I could have just given up, and I have worked, and just like a lot of us, but we have worked so hard to get to where we are, and I really just didn't want to waste all of that sweat, blood, and tears. It goes back to pretty much I wanted something to show, not for just my family, and everything else, but for myself. I did get to a breaking point where I did want to give up, and then I eventually asked for help. It's probably something hard that I find to do. It's really hard to talk about it right now, but I actually reached out for help from my upline, my sideline, and the downline, and practically going back to the basics, especially like stuff like your blueprint, really helped me, and it's getting a bit emotional now.
It's okay, honey. I just want to acknowledge you for your courage. I know it wasn't easy. When Apii reached out to me and she said I didn't want to, I felt really bad, and just really admire her for being brave and stepping out anyway. Because to be honest, I see asking for help as a strength, a massive strength. And I know as women and mums, we don't ask for help very easily. It's easy for us to just, I can do it, it's okay, I don't want to bother anyone. You're used to doing it yourself.
Yeah.
So I just want to acknowledge you for that. That was a massive step that you took, massive step. So is there any advice that you can give to anyone who's feeling like they're having a face down moment? Maybe they're really challenged at the moment. They're not feeling like their business is moving the way they'd like it to be. Any advice you want to give to them?
If there's advice that I'd like to give clients, it would be to not be scared to ask for help. We truly and genuinely are here to help each other. After I did, kind of get that congratulations, qualified, I kind of just automatically reached out to people like, hey, if you need any help, just holler. I think Shans was one of my girls that I reached out to in our 21-day challenge. But yeah, that's probably the advice I would give everyone that's it's kind of looking for a formula, I suppose. And just don't let numbers overtake your your business, really. You've got to have time and place to think about all of that stuff, but mainly just have fun.
Yeah. Have fun. Awesome. So do you want to tell me how you were really feeling last month when you felt like you may not, was there any fear or doubt that came up around not making it, not qualifying?
all of it was self-doubt, like for sure. But a lot of it mixed emotions, like I was saying to you, Tans, a lot of mixed emotions, a lot of barriers and my own barriers, of course, in my way. But at the end of the day, it's I don't know, it's something that life throws at you. Got to kind of find that strength to kind of stand up and carry on. Yeah, that's the best that I can explain how I was feeling.
Because I remember saying to you, I remember you got on a call with me and you had, I don't know, there was about 700 points or something to go. And, you know, you just said to me, no, Leslie, you can do this. You said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make this happen. And I think you only had, what, how many days? 4 days or something?
4 days or something.
I know. And you bloody well did it. You're just amazing, girl. You are amazing. So you're just a powerhouse. And it's your desire, you know, and what did you say to me? You said, I've got to prove this to myself that I can do it.
Yes, for sure.
And what is that? Can you tell us what that is? Tell us about that.
I don't know, it's just this feeling you kind of work yourself up to a certain level in your life, and it's like firecrackers got ready to, you know, you're preparing for that big bang. And yeah, that's how it feels. I did get a lot of help from you know, like, oh, if it means anything, we'll buy some shakes, but you know, just to help you get over the line. And I kind of like said thank you, but you know, that kind of feels like I'm cheating. And I don't want to feel I don't want that feeling.
Love that. Just there's so much to be proud of, honestly, really do. So what's next for you, Apii?
Goals. I definitely want to qualify again. It is a good feeling to achieve something. And I'm actually looking at SC. I really want to knock on SC's door.
You can so do it, darling. You really can.
Yeah. And I look up to
Amazing.
the likes of like Sheena, you know, Sheena's a big inspiration. You know, how far she got to where she was. And I've taken a lot of tips from Sheena, and as well as Aisha, especially Aisha. Ladies like that, you know, it gives you that hope to, you know, if they can do it, I can do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Did you see what Aisha's just put? Already done your photo, G.
Oh, yeah.
She's already done it and she's already waiting. Okay. Now, I'm just going back in the chat because I can see here that we have some questions. Kerry has asked, how did you overcome your own barriers? Did you get that question answered, Kerry? No. How did you overcome your own barriers, Apii?
I definitely didn't do that alone. Aisha was probably the biggest strength for me, you know, that words of encouragement, as well as your self-time. I'm that type of person that does help me, words of encouragement and, you know, words of wisdom, even the stuff that Katrina kind of, you know, the morning mindset stuff, that helps me a lot. That helped me a lot, that broke down a lot of barriers. But in terms of the like barriers as well, I have a lot of you know, past stuff that I've got to still get through, and a lot of the challenge stuff that Katrina's been putting in place has helped me as well, especially a lot of the burn sessions. Yeah.
Awesome. Love that. Sounds like you're a words, you love languages as words.
Yes, for sure.
It's good to know. Great to know. So anything else you'd like to share, honey, that could be helpful for you? Lots of beautiful words in there. Honestly, you should go through the chat when we're finished. Lots of love. You're getting lots of love. Anything else you want to share, honey, that you think could be helpful?
Just don't be scared. Honestly, it's not as scary as you're probably thinking it is. It's a beautiful feeling, and I wish this upon everyone to have this feeling. So you know, go for gold. The world is your oyster. Literally.
Perfect.
Literally.
What an amazing woman, eh? Thank you so much, Apii. We're just so honoured to be working alongside you. It's such a pleasure. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
Kai.
sharing when I know you were nervous. Amira, are you okay now, honey? Are you all ready to be spotlighted? I'm just going to spotlight this next. I know I don't usually do 2 partners of the month, but honestly, this month I could not just have one. I couldn't choose between these 2 amazing women. So you all know, yes, Apii qualified her business within 2.5 months, but Amira got SSC within a year. Bloody amazing. This woman is definitely a powerhouse. So, Amira, everyone knows your story already, darling, but I'd love for you to share with everybody what drives you. Tell us what drives you.
I have been wondering this myself lately, and so my kids, and I think what drives me more than anything, can you just please not do this, Carter, is my drive, is my want to be better, you know, like, is my want to better myself and to better my life. And I think I've realized what I deserve in life, and I don't want to rely on anyone else for that. And I've kind of realized it's me, you know, like only I can do that, and that's my drive. If I want, go.
If I want
If I want my family to have the life that I want them to have, then I need to keep persevering and pushing on to give them that.
Love that.
I want them to come rescue me. It's kind of where I've got into.
So it's your independence that pushes you
yeah,
to have a better life for you and your kids.
like for me, it's like if I don't do well in this, I am living off $300 a week to pay my rent, to pay my power, to feed my kids, to do my gas, and that's really scary for me. Like, it's really scary, and I don't want to only have $300 a week ever again. I guess that's what my drive is that I've seen what's available to me now, and like I said, no one else is going to come and give it to me. I have to fucking
surpassed me. She's
and
got another
I literally
qualification.
years into this, and it hasn't been easy for me, and I have faced a lot, and yeah, I think it's just like I said, not wanting to go back there, you know, like yeah.
It's massive. It's huge. And it's amazing. It's an awesome drive. I love it. So, and I guess you've kind of been through, you know, there's been a lot of challenges for you. And I know you talk about this quite a lot, like before you get to every promotion, you just about quit. So what have you learnt the most about that? Because I've seen you grow so much and grow into leadership more and more with each promotion. So tell us about that. What is it that makes you quit, and what is it that you are learning from to be better?
I almost quit again this month, but I wasn't quitting. Like, I had a call with Tans, and I think I had like $1,700 Tans that I still had to get through my business, and I had like 24 hours if that, you know, and I was like, and Tans is like, it's okay, honey, we'll just do it next month, you know. And I was like, no. I was like, because the month before, that none of you know, is I could have gone for it the month before, but I decided not to because I needed that mental health month because I was just feeling not right. And I was like, no. I said to her, there is no next month. I was like, it's this month or I'm done. And I meant it when I said it, you know, like if I couldn't but to me, but I have to do that to myself, otherwise I get, I don't know, complacent, is that the word? Lazy, you know. And so I think I put the shits up my own self by being mean to myself and being like, nope, you're quitting, you're gonna have no money. And yeah, and so I just was really like, but it's hard, like I get really emotional. And I was talking to someone yesterday and I was saying, you know, like it's hard being that poster girl sometimes, you know, and everyone's like, how did you do it? You know, and I'm like, I've worked my fucking ass off. I have stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning, bawling my freaking eyes out, trying to figure out how I'm going to get over the line. I have been on calls with my girls because they're upset about general life stuff, you know, all times of the day, because that's what being a leader is about, you know. And I really realized that to fully be where I want to be in this business, I've got to give my heart up. And my uplines have done that to me, you know. They have been there for me through everything, not business related as well, you know, like my highs, my lows. And I want to give that to my team and to my girls. And yeah, I don't know, I can't remember what the question was. Community is my answer.
I love it, the learning. But you know, and I noticed that call that we had, you know, it didn't last as long. Like your kind of meltdown didn't last as long. It's almost like you pulled yourself out really quickly. So what's changed? As each promotion happens or each kind of meltdown happens, you kind of get better and better at dealing with it?
That when you want to quit, something amazing's about to happen, you know, whether it be big or small. Like for me, I've got a real like fight or flight thing, and I'm a runner. Like I have moved to every town in the North Island because something would hit the fan. I'd be like, all right, next town. And so I think my instant reaction is to run still. But can you just ask the question again?
What was different this time? What are you learning each time? Because the
on the other side of that scary feeling is something amazing. Like every single time I've felt scared and terrified and like it's all going to fall to shit, and what if I don't do it? And then I've got to tell people that I didn't do it, and I'm not gonna, you know, like I go through all of that. But sorry, my phone's about to die as per usual. I just put it on the charger. But I really realized that there's something beautiful on the other side of that. So I just sit with that feeling for a moment, and then I try and do it. Do something to clear my head, whether it be like I usually have to put my phone down because I've usually gotten myself into such a state at that point that I'm like, and I'm crying and I'm stressing out and I'm trying to message 10,000 people. So usually I like turn my phone off, put it down. Okay. And I'll usually go outside for a little bit, come back in, and something amazing's usually happened. You know, like I usually do a little, please have my back, universe, if this is meant to happen, please help me. You know, give me a sign. And every time there's a sign to just carry on.
Love it. Love it. Love how you use your guidance like that. It's brilliant. That's what I do as well. Have huge faith that it's going to happen.
And ring your uplines and have a cry because they get it.
Yeah, true story. True story. So that was my next question, is what advice would you give to people who are at the point where they're maybe really challenged and feel like they're not getting anywhere? And they feel like they want to give up?
Be hard on yourself. Sorry if it's not the right advice, but you know, like I said, when you want to quit's when you really got to keep going. Like that's when something magical is about to happen. And like call your upline, call a sideline, call someone that you feel is going to get it. And most of the time it's not someone that you're real comfortable with. You know, like it's like for me, when it comes, if you're feeling like you're wanting to give up because you can't, what are you doing? Because you can't reach a certain promotion, so ring someone that's at that level because they've crossed that bridge, you know. Carter, what are you doing?
What's too big? I'm sorry, my 2-year-old's just climbing over me trying to say something's too big.
Well, it can't be your boobs.
No, it's not. Definitely freaking not. I'm just gonna move away from annoying.
I love that advice, Amira. So true.
Bring someone that's been there, you know, like bring someone that's sat in that seat and that's felt that emotion. Because everything I think it's just me, and I'll like reach out to Tans or I reach out to Kat and they're like, yeah, girl, I feel you. I remember feeling like that. And I'm like, oh, it's not just me that felt like this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Everyone's been there. So true. Such gold, Amira. You're amazing, beautiful. You're amazing. Anyone
I'm
got
dyeing
any?
my hair grey.
Well, I noticed that you're putting colour in, but
Kind of looks green. I'm a little worried.
it might be if it was blonde already. So has anybody got any questions you want to ask Amira? You've probably asked her 100 questions before. Look, you've got lots of love in the chat, Amira. You have to check it out.
I loved listening to you, Apii. I know I seemed like I was distracted doing my hair, but I was listening the whole time. And man, I love listening to you share.
No, it's actually
I feel like
amazing.
I just say the same stuff over and over again now. I love listening to new people.
Well, that's the beauty of this, that we can spotlight so many people. But anybody got anything else that you want to ask any of the girls? I'm just going to take the spotlight off you, Amira, and just put the gallery view on so everyone can see each other. Hi, Angel. Nice to see you, darling. Thank you so much, Amira. You're bloody amazing, girl. Just such, you know, I've just loved watching her grow. Honestly, it's been really, it's been a really challenging journey. I will have to admit, and Amira knows this, we've had this conversation a few times. It's been challenging, but honestly, I just love watching each, you know, each month you're growing even more, Amira. You know, you're kind of, you know, really stepping into leadership beautifully, and I'm just really enjoying watching you blossom and, you know, kind of really manage yourself, you know, what you're doing, how you're showing up for yourself every day, you know, when you are challenged, what is it that you're, you know, wanting to improve yourself too. That's the other thing. I don't know if you're hearing any of this, but just love watching you put your hand up and say, okay, I can acknowledge that this is not cool and I'm going to change it, you know. And I love that we've got to a point now where we can kind of be really honest with each other around our triggers and things like that, which I love too, by the way. I just want to say that it was, and I really admire your growth and your, you know, your maturity around that, around owning your own stuff, you know, which is not easy to do. You know, when we all come in, it's easy for us to go, oh, it's my uplines fault, or it's my sidelines fault, or it's my downlines fault, you know?
I was saying to someone yesterday, and it comes back to that being the poster girl thing, like it's hard for me because like I'm coming up 3 years clean, and cool, that's 3 years, but it's only 3 years. And like 3 years ago, I was pregnant in jail with Carter, addicted to meth. And since then, I've decided to get clean. And yeah, I've turned my life around, but I've had a child in me growing and then attached to me ever since. Like I have not been to counselling. I have not, like, I need to do that deeper self work, and I see that come out often, and I hate it. Like I hate it comes out in intensity to my team because I'm so keen that I portray it in the wrong way. It comes out as aggression to my uplines because I'm stressed about feeling not good enough in myself. And I just deal with a screaming 2-year-old all the time. Such a good time. But yeah, I love it. I love that we can be so honest with each other.
So do I.
I don't know if you can hear my kid, but he's going for it.
No, we can't. We can't. No, it's great. So more love for you, so much love. And thank you so much for sharing tonight, both you and Apii, both Amira and Apii. just loved having you both on, and thank you to everyone for jumping on, because we thought we'd have no one tonight. It's so good to see you all. Past trauma that hasn't been dealt with can affect us. Absolutely, 100%. And that's what I mean about you growing, Amira. I just see you growing all the time, because, you know, that whole default, that conditioned default that you were in, you're realizing it now, and you're going, oh, I don't want to do this. I want to change the way I'm reacting.
Yeah, it's so annoying because I'd be like snappy, and then I'd be like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I feel like a little bipolar because I'm like, "Meow." But I'm learning, as you said, you know, like it's that growth thing.
Yeah. And that's huge. It's huge. You know, if the thing is, if you can step out of, you know, blaming or justifying or shaming, and step completely into owning that, you know, what's my part in this? What can I do to change the situation? You can't change someone else, but you can change yourself in that moment and how you respond to every situation and every person. And if you can own that, and even if everyone's going to muck up sometimes, everyone is going to stuff up. But if you can say, I'm really sorry, I was, you know, this wasn't cool, I just reacted out of my instinct or whatever, next time I'm going to do better. This is what I'm going to do to change. And I think, you know, that's something that Amira and I have kind of got to a point where we're going, well, you know, now we're really honest with each other and know that we kind of trigger each other. So it's great. So if you've got upline, downline, sideline that happens to, ask yourself, how can I improve this relationship? What do I need to learn from this? Because everything you're given is an opportunity to learn and grow to be better. Everyone, everything. And some people are going to walk away and some people are going to own it. And if you own it, good on you, because you're going to grow through it and be a better person the next day.
Oh my God, your cat just looked like a rat walking across your desk for a minute. Holy Jesus, that gave me such a fright. Just the angle, like, you know, the depth of the camera, it made the cat look like it was a mouse walking across your desk.
Oh my God.
I should go to bed.
Yeah, well, I will let you guys all go now. Thank you for jumping on tonight, and have a beautiful evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And big congratulations to Shans for getting senior partner.
Yeah.
Woo! You go, girl. Awesome.
And your eyes, I love your eyes so much. Every time I see your photo, I'm like, yes. Those eyes are cool.
That was so cool. So cool, honey. And another one, you know, Shan's just decided, right, I'm going to do this. What do I need to do? And just did it. And you had how many days, Shan? 3 days? 3 days? 3. Yeah. And you're like, right,
Yeah.
I'm just going to do it. And she just did it. Good on you. All right, everyone. Have a great evening. Love you all. Bye.